So I had experienced some sort of racism, or not some sort, like a lot of it. If you're black, don't stand in this line, stand in the line behind us. If you're like, it was toxic, and it was just during welcoming. Classes have not started.
Hima, it's not even indirect. Like,
it's very direct. It's very in your face.
Hima, like they actually taking out the words.
They taking
but
out the words.
As a black person, stand behind us, the white people.
We know the dance better than you.
Would you say that racism ends with the students? Or would you, for example, get into a lecture hall and gengoku, a lecture is like, hey, you okay? You know, like, does it end with students?
I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. Very disturbing. I saw people crying, and I was like, they're not stopping what they're doing. They're continuing it.
Can I just for my own understanding, right?
Yeah.
And
you are watching the EduKnowledge Exchange podcast show, the place where we share, learn and engage with students, graduates and experts on their academic journeys. From personal challenges to inspiring success stories, we uncover the real experiences behind university and college life. Have you ever wondered what truly goes on in the minds of students and graduates? The struggles, the breakthroughs, the game-changing tips that can transform your academic journey? We bring you raw experiences, expert advice, and unfiltered conversations to help you navigate university life like a pro. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the ultimate knowledge exchange.
welcome back to yet another episode of EduKnowledge Exchange. And as always, I am not alone. Today we are joined by our beautiful guest from the University of Stellenbosch, Annelisa Mop. How are you?
Hi. I'm good, on yourself?
Nah, I'm all good. You are a student at Stellenbosch University.
Yes, I'm a social work student, second year of my very long degree.
Oh my God, how long is it?
It's actually 4 years, it's not that long,
okay,
but like
I was like, you're maybe 7 years. But I literally just want to dive right into it, right? I want to take you back to Annelisa as a child, or as you would prefer, Ulisa as a child, right? Growing up at home, what kind of a child would you think people would describe you as?
Oh my word. So I'm still this kind of a person, but like I've dumbed down a bit.
Yeah.
But like a bubbly, outgoing, very active child. I would just not keep my mouth shut, you know. I love to talk. Hey, I'm just very, I'm an active child. My mom always used to say that, you know, ek kan nie my mond hou nie. That's what she would say in Afrikaans. Yeah. But like, yeah, that's the kind of person I was. I was very active. Like, I wanted to do everything under the sun. And my mom never stopped me. My dad never stopped me. They believed that, okay, anything you want to do, you can do.
You can do.
So that's why I was like that as a child up until probably when I was in grade 11. I was like, okay, I've done it all. I've experienced it all. Now we can like get
take
serious.
A chill pill.
Yeah.
But like, funny now that you're speaking about grade 11, I want to know, at school, were you also like the kind of child who was a teacher's pet, who was, I don't know, like, you know, in primary school, we used to have those kids who would ask to do the teacher's hair. Were you that kind of a child, or were you reserved? And yeah, I don't know.
So, funny story. Back in primary school, I was a troublemaker. I was not...
Okay.
I know. I was not like your teacher's pet or anything like that. If anything, my mom was called to school so many times.
Why?
Okay. So this one, you know Monopoly?
Yeah, the game.
So yeah, this is when we got introduced to Monopoly. I went to like an Afrikaans colored school, you know.
Okay.
Home languages, Afrikaans, everything was cute. So then my teacher introduces this Monopoly game, and she shows us how to play, you know, with the fake money. But then we were seniors, so we got this bright idea. What if, you know, we print out money, like actual money in color, and play with it? So then the younger grades thought it was real money. So they would play with real money and would actually, like, you know, win they're real money. We didn't know. Okay, we did know it was real money, but we printed out fake money. So we got in deep trouble because of that. Because of that. So yeah, we got called to.
Those were adult things. Let's start there. Those are adult things. What heist movie were you guys watching?
I don't know. And this other time, I don't know if people remember the Neisner fires.
Oh yeah.
So I'm from Plate. I went to school, primary, high school, Plettenberg Bay. So the Neisner fires were actually in Plate as well. It was very spread out. And my school, my primary school was like in the middle, but it didn't get affected by the fire, which was so weird because why not? I really.
And then did you burn your school?
No, I didn't. I did. But anyways, there wasn't electricity or water. Yeah. So then, the planes came and deliver, water in like little bumpy thingies, man, like water that you would usually like suck from like a juice box or something like that.
Yeah.
We had water and now you have this big boxes filled with all this water. What are you going to do with it? It's summer. So that's when it all started. We stole the boxes, put them on the field. The staff was still having a staff meeting. That's when we start spraying everyone with water. Yeah.
No.
It was one good day. It was hot and there was water. So obviously, master
and
plan.
There's no suspension.
No, man, they loved us.
Expulsion.
Although we were troublemakers, we were very good academic students. We literally were top students. Like me and my friend group, we knew how to prioritize our studies and our academics. Yeah, we 24/7, we would be in trouble, but like we would also know how to like be good students at some point when it comes to academics.
For interest sake, I just want to know, was this friend a male or a female?
We were a big group. Our friend group was divided into males and females.
And majority was?
Majority was definitely the females.
No, man.
And we dominated. And for us, how soccer is seen as like a boys' sport.
A boys' sport, yeah.
We didn't know. If you didn't play soccer, then you were weird. Everyone had to play soccer. Every girl had to play soccer. So we also used to gamble with...
Wait, this is still in primary?
This is
still in primary?
Yeah, this is still in primary. My
guy.
We did a lot, but...
Now, I want to know, you are this person in primary who is just causing so much trouble with your friends, right? And then you go to high school.
I did a 360.
Were you still the same?
No. I don't know what happened to me. I did a 360. It was like my spark just left me. There was nothing to do. Now it's like a different environment. Now you're surrounded by, more top students, people from different races. People's skin colors are different than yours. Like, now you need to be observant, because I went to that high school because of a bursary. So this bursary helped me through my primary school. Now they got me into like a cute top high school where girls only wear skirts. We don't wear pants. Ooh. And, you have to be very observant. You check your behavior. You could be out just like that. So I did an entire 360. I had to be like, okay, I need to think about my future. I need to, be a good girl now.
And in this particular high school, your friends are not there with you?
Yeah, the friend group split apart. But now there comes other friends. And I'm not going to say they were also, yeah, they were.
I mean, if they were troublesome, then it just means that you were the problem from the get-go.
We were the bad troublesome, but like a little, but just like a little bit. But like no one would notice the things we would do because, yeah, we were just not that hectic anymore.
Hey, my guy. but now, and now this is another question. In terms of, because I'm looking at how you were in primary school and how you say you were in high school, right? And then in high school you had to take life seriously because at any given time or you might even lose the bursary and all of that. At that time, are you thinking, Bana, hey, as soon as I leave high school, I want to be a lawyer, a doctor, a dondon, a what? Are you thinking about any of that?
Yes, I am, because I don't know, man. The high school I went to made it for you very clear that, listen, from day one, you need to know where you're going in life. Otherwise, if you don't know where you're going in life, you haven't made it in life. So you had to have a plan. And it's so weird that I didn't think of social work back then, but like because of what was happening around me, at the end of the day, when it came to a choice, it was so obvious that I was going to choose social work. Because I wanted to be everything. Like I said, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be everything. But then reality hit. And I was like, oh no, actually, this degree wants me. I don't want it, but like it's calling for me. You understand? So I just found a connection with it. I had to have a plan. I'm so sorry. I was in grade 8 and people were already planning what they were going to wear for matric.
Wow, no,
And I was
man.
like, wow, how did we get here? People were so serious. And like, that's when it hit me that you're not in that same environment that you were for like 7 years. This is high school now. People are literally thinking of serious things. You need to be focused now. And it was the same with academics as well. From being like a top, very top student, you're now like in the top 15 and not even the top 10 or top 3 anymore. That's when I was like, okay, I need to wake up. So
Yeah, you with the big dogs.
Nope.
But now, you say, Bana, is social work basically called you?
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean?
So because of where I grew up, Plettenberg Bay. So Plettenberg Bay is like any other town. It's divided into other smaller areas.
Yeah.
So I grew up in an area called Kranshoek. It's like a very Afrikaans, not Afrikaans, but like colored, mostly colored people, but you get other, like it's also diverse. You get your Sothos, you get your Xhosas, you get everyone. Majority is definitely colored, and it was founded by the Griquas actually. So there's a lot of social issues, and my mom is that kind of a parent that like she would help anyone under the sun, no matter what you do to her, she will help you. So my mom was always a giving kind of person. She would give, and I'm not gonna say that Kranshoek had the best of everything because people struggle, I'm not gonna lie. So because my mom was doing all of that, I just had a calling for social, because my mom would work with social workers to get issues fixed and things like that. And I also had like some encounters with social workers because of things that I also had to go through. So because of the encounters I had with them, they've impacted me, and I actually realized that, okay, I can actually do this. Like, if it wasn't for some social workers, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now in front of you having this conversation. Or I don't think I would have been like as wise as I am now. Because like I said, in primary school, I was a troublemaker. And that 360 also didn't just happen. I had to come into terms with myself and be like, okay, this is not how you were raised at home. Even though there are issues, this is not how you react to those issues. So if it wasn't for social workers and me being one with myself and realizing that actually this is calling you, that's how I became one with social work.
Hey man, it's as much as you're not going into detail as to what might have happened, but it's like I can just hear it from your voice, man. But something happened, and it was like, hey, vuka ntombazana, or else.
Yeah,
life will just
like
pass you by,
one thing.
and
it was
all
like
of that.
A lot. Like throughout high school, it was a lot of things.
Yeah.
And every time, I remember, like, I've met so many social workers in high school, so many of them. And every one of them would, like, have such an impact on my life. So a lot of things had to happen for me to come into terms about, okay, Vuka, you're the only person who can get yourself out of the situation, honestly.
And as much as a lot of things might have happened, but rest assured, there's that one thing.
Yeah.
There's that one specific moment. And then you're like, whoa, fine. It's been a build up, and now I'm here. And now, if I don't fix this particular thing, then, it's chai for me. But would you say, Bana, those specific social workers that you have had encounters with, are they the reason why? Or wait, do you actually look at them and say, Bana, look at them and then look at what they've done with you or done to you, and then be like, I also want to do that for someone else, what they've done for you?
Yes, there's a particular one. It was the last one I met. I was probably grade 10. That was the wake-up call, the actual wake-up call. But like what she had like advised me to do, she was so calm. I've never met someone who's so calm. She was so calm and she was so welcoming. And then she spoke to me and then she was like, you're going to get through this. You're not the only person going through this. And I was like, oh my word, I actually want to help someone who is actually also going through this. And the way I was helped, it's like a miracle, actually. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But I'm so glad that she had actually had a conversation. That's all it took. A conversation and me actually listening to what she had to say about how to get through certain things in life. And that's when I was like, yeah, I actually need to do this.
I mean, shout out to her, man. Like, shout out to her. Okay, so now I want us to dive into something different, right? Not even different, but like, yeah. So I'd like for you to share your experience in varsity. And when I say experience, I mean, how was the transition from high school to university? You know, like, because we've got a national problem, right? Every time when universities open, whereby there are people sleeping in student centers, registration problems, you know, finances in general, and a whole lot of other things, right? So, with you specifically, have you encountered any of that? And also, but no, just answer that and then we'll get to the second part.
Okay, so if people are quite familiar with the town Plettenberg Bay or the Garden Route area, you'd know that it's dominated by, you know, the white race. So I had experienced some sort of racism, or not some sort, like a lot of it. Like I said, transitioning from primary to a high school that is a worse school. So Afrikaans, not even Afrikaans to the core.
Yeah, because, sorry to cut you, but in the Western Cape, you know, we've got Afrikaans and Afrikaans. And when you come to this side of the Western Cape, people speak Afrikaans, which is the plat Afrikaans, waar almal praat met hulle tong al. And then you've got the, okay, I don't want to say it like this, but it's kind of derogative, but like Cape Townians say it like this, it's boer Afrikaans, like boer saver Afrikaans.
That's what they call it. So like back at home, they speak saver Afrikaans. So I've had racist encounters, like many of them. So the transition from high school to uni, I knew what I was getting myself into. I'm not gonna lie, I knew this is still the Western Cape. I'm actually going deeper to Stellenbosch. You understand? Where it was made, cooked. Where they created it themselves, like the institution. You understand? I knew what I was getting myself into. But you know what was weird?
Yeah.
I didn't encounter anything weird last year, my first year. This year, the beginning of the year, I'm a second year, I'm in a leadership position. Then a first year, like she's new to Stellenbosch. Their race are like mostly white people, but their leadership, you also have some black people in leadership, but they were so racist. And I mean, you know what you taught at home, you're gonna do to other people. So it was that kind of structure where, you know, the leaders don't respect us, so obviously their newcomers won't respect us. And then this first year, we were doing a dance. So I'm part of the culture committee and things like that. I love helping out with dance because I love to dance like a lot. So we're teaching them the amapiano part of the dance. And you know, it's like you're teaching white people the amapiano part of the dance. They, at their age, they already learned it, but they were not taught by me, the person who created the dance yet. So now I'm teaching them, like I'm telling them, okay, do this instead of that, do that. Uti, she says to me, I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie. She says to me, she says it in Afrikaans. Can I say it in Afrikaans?
Yeah.
Wat dink die swart meisie weet sy van die dans?
And what does she know?
So basically translate, what does this black girl think she knows about this dance?
Wait. So by saying that, she's basically thinking, when you're not the one that created the dance. Someone taught you, and then when you just transferring what you were taught.
Probably. So, you know, that's the first thing, and I'm like, it's in that okay, like this can't be true. Like, okay, I look at her and I'm like, okay, keep it calm. But now it continues to our newcomers where they get bad treatment from their newcomers, where they're like, no, if you're black, don't stand in this line, stand in the line behind us. If you're like, it was toxic, and it was just during welcoming. Classes have not started.
Hima, it's not even indirect. Like,
it's very direct. It's very in your face.
Yima, like they actually taking out the words.
They taking
but
out
as
the
a
words.
black person, stand behind
Stand
us,
behind
the white
us.
people.
We know the dance better than you.
It's our time to shine. We must
Yes,
dance, and
we know
everyone
the
must
dance
see
better
us.
than you. And the minute you
you
tell
guys.
them, guys, just listen to us. Look at what we're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You understand? Hulle weet nie wat hulle doen nie. Hoe kan hulle die dans wil verander? That's what the leadership
Yeah.
of that team said.
And the leadership, the person who's a leader there does
Yes.
not know, but are you the one that created the dance
No, she
as
knows
well?
I'm the one. She knows I'm the one. The person who's the leader, she knows I'm the one. She knows it's me and other two girls. We're the one. We corrected this dance. And I don't understand why they made Amapiano the main dance. Because Amapiano is part of the other three dances. But then they decided, okay, let's make it the main dance. Meaning, Hongkumtu
Has to do that.
Yes. Of which I was going to pick few people like when you, okay, you do the Amapiano. And we were going to include everyone. Every skin color was going to be there. Of which I don't understand why they decided, okay, everyone has to do it. Now that everyone has to do it, it's a chaos because you have more than 300 students that you need to teach the dance to. You understand?
Yeah.
You know
man.
Fensters?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
That's what we're practicing for. We're practicing for Fensters. And this is going to be the main dance, the Amapiano dance. And you get told by a first-year white student that you don't know what you're doing.
But also, please, for our viewers who don't know what it is, please try and explain what it is.
So Fensters is a concert that Stellenbosch University hosts every single year. It's so cool, actually, for the newcomers. So you have a dance battle. It's actually dance off, show us your moves, show us your choreography. It needs to accommodate to every culture. It needs to accommodate to every race. There has to be an Amapiano, there has to be Afrikaans, there has to be every kind of music category, and you need to show off your dance moves. So leadership has to get an entire committee that's going to help with the dance moves and choreography and everything like that. So I was on that committee. Fensters also has an after party. So after the students have performed and they crown the winners, then you get your after party. Last time Mr. Teller was there. That was before my time. And I was like, Mr. Teller, why could you wait for me?
Oh my gosh.
But the after party is also very nice. So that is Fensters. And I feel like it's one great thing that they do for
Initiative, yeah.
Yeah, for the newcomers to feel welcome and to feel like, okay, this is actually going to be nice. But after Fensters, it actually doesn't get nice because that's when the real
Academics.
things, academics.
But like, man, okay, not moving away from all of this, right? And because Stellenbosch is labeled as the varsity with the most racism scandals, discrimination scandals, and all of these, right? I just want to know, with so would you say that racism ends with the students? Or would you, for example, get into a lecture hall and gengoku, a lecture is like, hey, you okay? Does it end with students?
It doesn't. I don't know if you can go to our SRC page or anything like that,
I can do that.
but it's on Instagram. So we've had countless of things happening where the SRC has released a statement of Stellenbosch University staff members using racial slurs. They didn't know they were speaking to a SRC member, actually. Yeah, we've had, beginning of the year, there was also this one incident. It's not an incident, actually, where, this particular, I don't know, is it a race or what? They had blackface who were at the Nielsen. Nielsen is a student center, our mini mall.
Yeah. We
So-
thought you guys have more inside.
They literally put blackface paint on the students' faces, mind you, white students. And then they had whips like shambox, and like, it was very disturbing being there in that and seeing it all happen. It was I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. Very disturbing. I saw people crying, and I was like, they're not stopping what they're doing. They're continuing it.
Can I just for my own understanding, right?
Yeah.
And it's white students, you say,
Yes.
with
Blackface,
blackface, not blackface, paints, that are painted, faces that are painted black, and they have whips.
Yeah, not them, but like, it's like the teeny slaves and masters kind. It was giving that, I'm not going to lie. So the ones with the black face paint are being whipped by two others who they don't have black face paint. They just have hats that look like cowgirls kind of hats, and then they whipping. Mind you, they're not wearing anything upper pezulu, like nothing, no shirt on.
Are they
just
acting
pants.
as if they're whipping, or are they being whipped?
They're whipping, or like you can hear it, like you can hear it, but like they don't whip them, but like they are whipping.
They're pretending to,
yeah, and like the kids like that are now with like the black face paint, they're like holding each other's hands, like it was very disturbing.
And in Makama, everyone who is doing this are white students.
Yes.
And what is the reason behind it?
I don't know. It was just out of nowhere. We are on our lunch break. It's like a lot of leaders. It was a busy day. The students also, the first years, their parents as well in this entire not situation, but like they're seeing what is happening. They are campus security seeing it. People who are selling food for us, like, you know, your little vendors that are in our mini market. They're also like, everyone is so shocked.
And what does the institution do to act upon this?
Nothing. It's very sad that our institution doesn't take racism so seriously. And I'm so sorry for coming for them, but like my honest opinion is that nothing is done until you make a lot of noise. And then you are seen as, you know, the wild and noisy and angry black people all the time, because no one is taking you seriously. No one is listening to how this affects you and the psychological effect that all these things have. Because newcomers were crying, thinking that is going to happen to them while they're stepping into the institution, you understand? And that sets a bad name for the institution, because what do you mean this is what is being portrayed? And no one is stopping these students from any of this, because...
Hima, like, the institution did not do anything at all. Like,
no.
It was just another day, and it's life.
Yeah. It's like when we had our Fees Must Fall protest.
Yeah.
And he's an Indian student. So when one of the leaders were coming in and telling everyone, listen, this is what is going to happen. Can everyone just please stand up? We're closing down everything. This Indian student comes up. He says the K word so many times. The lecturer's standing right there. She's not doing anything. This student goes up to the leader, grabs him by his clothes, throws him around. Mind you, this is a non-violent. We're not doing anything. We're just telling everyone that, listen, some students can't register to literally get the education that they deserve. Can you please stand in solidarity with them and not attend classes? It's simple. It's simple. You understand? This student goes and is like, what the are you doing? UK. Grabs him. There was a video.
This is an Indian student, not even a white.
Yes, an Indian. Okay, and everyone is laughing in the class that they were sitting on. And then they're visualizing it and then they're laughing. If it wasn't for the other students coming in who were also protesting peacefully, like literally telling him to stop, because we don't want to be you're one thing, we don't want to be violent as you don't want to be violent as a black person, you understand? So yeah,
man,
that happened and nothing was done.
That's crazy though. Sure. But in terms of academics, right, with you, academically you're still top.
I make sure.
You're still in your lane. You're still top in your lane. I make sure.
You know what? When you have bursaries to please, you make sure you're still top. And I always tell people, people will try to bring you down in anything like that. Don't put that in your head. They're just intimidated by your excellence. I love black excellence. I love smart people. They're intimidated by the way you look, the way you smell, the way you appear, your confidence. Everything is very intimidating to them. So what are you going to do about it? Cry? Don't cry about it. Just show them what you're actually destined for. And that is to be great, to get your degree. And not be seen as the unemployed black people struggling to make it.
But I want to know, with you being a student leader, right? How does that part of you have any sort of intersection with Ikosi Yako?
It doesn't actually.
So you don't offer any services within your leadership structures.
We do. So
Yeah.
can I explain the leadership structure in Stellenbosch? You
Okay.
have your HCs, your house committee, and then you have your mentors. So I'm a mentor. I am, I'm going to say, a mother of my group of newcomers, which are the education students of our CSC. A CSC is for students who are studying like private accommodation. It's like almost a RES. Like everything you do at RES, you're just going to do it at a CSC. And you're going to go home after that. And you're not forced to participate in any of the things. While in RES, participation is very important, you understand? So as a leader, I actually do take my degree very seriously whenever I help someone. But then you also have the house committee. They're the ones who offer all, the services. So if my newcomer tells me, okay, Lisa, I'm going through this and this, I would tell a person above me and refer them to them. And then they get the help that they need. And I would try my best not to intervene a lot because I don't want to feel like I am bombarding the person, but I'll be there. They know if you need anything, come to me, call me, text me. I will try my best and I'll refer you to the right people. But during the protest and everything, your role as a leader is very important. People want to know, do you stand with them? Are you a leader because you just want to be paid? Or are you
guys get paid?
Yeah.
Sure. Nice.
Or are you literally just going to keep quiet, say nothing? Are you going to stand with them? And I upset a lot of people by standing with my first years and telling people that it's not only first years who are going through these crises of accommodation, being, not funded, excluded because you owe more than 10,000, which is so crazy in my opinion. So, I was there every single day. It was hot as hell because it was still in summer. And I upset a lot of people. And I was like, at least I did something, hey?
Yeah, man. But I also want to know because, this is stressing me out. So, with everything that is going on, right, you are a student leader, you take part in protests, standing in solidarity with your mentees, and you just do, and also you doing social work, right, which kind of needs you to be emotionally intelligent,
Yeah.
How do you deal with it in terms of your social life, right? Is your social life affected in any way? Because you might go out and you are seen by someone like, oh, Lisa, that troublesome girl was a Stellenbosch, does it affect your social life in any way, form or shape?
Nope, not at all, actually. When people see me, they think I'm harmless. Because if you had to see me in person, you'd be like, really, this is the kid you guys are talking, she's doing all of that? You wouldn't even think I am capable of standing in solidarity and calling out leadership structure for not participating and not standing up for their mentees. It's not affected at all. And how I navigate through it is, my degree helps me a lot. Because my degree is actually part of fighting for social justice. And I see it as fighting for social justice because we are all there for education. We all want it so bad. We all want to accomplish this in life. Having a degree is so important. So for me, it's very important to actually be there and show people that I'm here for you. And sometimes I have to sit down and just cry for a minute and be like, yes, this feels like a lot. Cry about it or pray about it. I go to therapy if I have to, but I will always be there for other people. I always try my best. And my social life is so great.
So do you go out
I love it. Going out. Yep. Because I get to show off my outfits.
Oh my gosh. You're such a girl. Oh my gosh, you're such a girl.
No, because when someone is like, Lisa, let's go to McDonald's, I will dress up. I'll dress up just for McDonald's.
All McDonald's will see you.
Thank you. And in terms of going out, it's not like going out to a club because people know you'll never see me at a club. I will stay at home, busy there, pampering myself, thinking of the next outfits for the upcoming weekend. But if you tell me, Lisa, let's go painting, let's go to spa.
Oh, nice things.
Let's go be kids and jump at a jumping castle. Let's go to this event because there's going to be food. Yes, I will be there with my scuff jeans.
With all of that, right? Your personal life, which is your outgoing side, and then with what you do on campus, right? What would you say from both aspects, right, of life? What would you say are your biggest achievements? It could be something as small as, one of my mentees said I look good.
My biggest achievements is, being, guys, I don't know how to explain this, but actually when students come to like tour around Stellenbosch, high schoolers, like your matrics and your grade 11s, and then they notice you and then they're like, oh my word, I watch you on YouTube. And then you're like, hi. And then their parents are there asking you to take a photo and all of this.
Oh my gosh.
For me, that's so special. During welcoming week, I don't know how many photos I took with all these students and their mothers and their fathers. And someone will be like, oh, my daughter has been watching you for so long. And I'll be like, oh, what?
Gosh.
Really? That's like for me a huge achievement. And actually having a leadership position. Also for me a quite big achievement because that's how I get to actually voice out my opinion and not care about how it affects me. Even though it can cost me my position, it had to be said. And I'm not the only one at Stellenbosch actually who does it. There's a lot of students. I wish they would all come on this podcast and do it actually because
But now, since you're speaking about your YouTube, right, I want to know, how did that come about? Like, did you feel like maybe East Stellenbosch is not hearing you and then you're just going to tell the world, but hey, this is what's going on. This is what they're doing.
Yeah, so YouTube. I started my YouTube channel 5 years ago.
Ooh.
I know. 5 years ago, I was dancing in the street 5 years ago with my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I was, when Kamampela was beginning, I was the Kamampela of my street. Dancing, posting on YouTube. I forgot my password to my YouTube channel for 3 years. And then I was like, oh, I have a YouTube channel. Let me try to get my password.
Yeah.
And then I finally got my password. I started vlogging. And then I remember when I got my final acceptance and I was like, I don't know a lot about Stellenbosch. I know what my sister tells me, but I want to know more. And there's not a lot available online. People would speak about UCT, UJ, other places. But Stellenbosch, I don't think people
are quiet there.
They're very quiet. And I was like, I'm Annalisa. I'm not going to be quiet. And then that's where it actually started because, I couldn't be quiet.
Because, with this whole thing of but people are quiet in Stellenbosch, because I've got a friend who goes there, right? And during that whole thing whereby there was a student peeing on another student's stuff, during that whole thing, I was like, bruh, is it not affecting every black student in this thing in the institution? And then she's like, no. So this is how she broke it down for me, right? So she says to me that there are two kinds of black students. The one who is friends with the white students, and then the one who just does not or has never been exposed to white people like that and cannot make friendships with them. And now she's, fortunately for her, she's friends with white students, right? And she says Bana she benefits in terms of Bana when all of these things are happening, she does not feel it, right? In terms of they could make fun of a black person and they just, she's like, as long as they're not making fun of her. So it's kind of, also it was kind of disturbing because now it's giving that, I'm not going to say Bana in other universities, black students are united, but her statement specifically was just saying to me, Bana, we don't care about the next person as long as it's each person for their own, basically.
It is like that. She's not lying at all. During the peaceful protest, We saw it. And I was so disappointed to see who were the black students who were literally sitting down doing nothing because it didn't affect, like, if it doesn't affect me, obviously I'm not going to make noise about it up until it does. Like, today you could be funded by NSFAS, enjoying your money. Tomorrow they could defund you, like, just like that, and then you would be affected. A lot of people who were funded by NSFAS were not there, but they were telling us that you are just, I don't know, I hate that word, disruptors. I don't know.
No. That's actually the nicest that they've called you. In UW,
Sure.
you are called hooligans by the very black student who is funded by NSFAS, who could have problems next year.
Because I was like, what do you mean we're disruptors? Think about the person who's not able to get this education because they owe 10,000 Rand and more. 10,000 Rand. Like, where do you expect someone who comes from the Eastern Cape, who has literally been living on their grandmas, all pay money, their grandma has other kids to feed, to get that 10,000 Rand? Where must they get it? You understand? So...
And you know, because we had the same thing happen at UWs earlier this year, right? And you'd find that these were the statements that would come out from our fellow black students. They were like, hey, these hooligans, why are you disturbing classes? And then they're like, didn't your parents give you guys attention? And then, the worst was, why can't you guys just pay off your debt and just attend? And I'm like, what? What? You are speaking about students who are the first to go to university in their families. You are speaking to students who are there because they want to break generational curses. And when you are saying it as simple as, why can't you just pay off your debt? Because I remember with that particular statement, I'd gotten so angry. It was like, I told him that I'm going to remember your face. And should you next year have a problem, don't you ever go to any of the SRC members or anyone in leadership or any of the student representatives in every party, right? Do not go to any one of them. What you must do is pay your debt as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, but yeah.
I think for me, the statement that made me angry was, it's not called racism. You guys are just broke.
What?
Someone even commented that on my YouTube channel. They said, it's not called racism. You're just broke. And then they're like, there is Fort. Why can't you go study there? I'm like, as if they don't have fees that must be paid.
But thank you for bringing that up, hey? Because, like, you know, a lot of black students have experienced racism back in high school.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that it was racism.
Yeah,
because,
me too.
You know, you would be told because I remember there was a situation whereby we were told as black students at some point, and this might not be specific to me, but some people might relate as well. Ufike, you are in a white school, and then they tell you, this is not bloody this is not bloody Kailicha. Or if you want to be a hooligan, go to Kailicha. And I'm like, what are you trying to say about the Kailicha, sir? Like, what are you trying? Are you trying to say that black people in a Kailicha are hooligans? I'm like them now. Like, what are you trying to say? And Kingogu, at first we'd laugh it out. We'd laugh it out as high school kids and whatnot because they just threatened me and I'm not going to leave, and all of that. But now when you look at it, it's like, what?
I know.
Like,
so eye-opening.
Hey, man.
Like, I didn't even know about things that were like microaggression. I was like, no, man, probably this is normal. Like in my high school, there was a lot of it actually. We couldn't have dreadlocks because it was seen as not neat. You couldn't have a bun. When you make, they say they don't want two heads. You only have one head as a person. People behind you need to see. Mind you, there's tall people behind you. They are definitely seeing what's happening. You understand? This hairstyle, if you're black and you had this hairstyle, they would say you look like a cockroach.
So they're basically saying don't have an afro.
Don't have an afro. No, nope. And since I don't know if people do know this about me, but I'm mixed race. So my hair color oh my, it's so confusing. But like it's light brown, like it almost looks like a see-through kind of
Oh,
brown. Yes, like, you know that hair color.
Yeah.
So when I went to high school, they thought I dyed my hair that color. So now I'm trying to explain that, no, this is my natural hair color. They told me you're not going to come back in here up until you dye your hair black. So my mom had to go buy hair dye and dye my hair. Ever since I stepped in there, I had to dye my hair all the time. But like as a white student, you would see someone have brown hair today. The following day, it's
and then
maroon.
they add highlights.
They add highlights, and then people be like, oh, it's not dyed, it's their natural hair color. And you're like, but I know it's not their hair color.
And they just added highlights, or there's extensions. But anyways, man, just to look at something a bit light, right? Where do you see Ulisa in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I hope I'd be like doing my master's. I know.
You want to study further?
Yes, I really want to study further, actually.
Oh, that's
I love
really
this
nice.
degree with everything in me, so I do want to study further. And I also want to be an advocate as well. At the same time, I also want to, grow on social media as well.
Yeah, man, that's really great. And you guys have heard it from someone who's actually got a passion for their degree, right? And if you guys have liked this video, please like the video, subscribe on our channel, and click on the notification button for next time. And we are out. Bye.
Bye.